Greetings, beautiful people. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. If you are out there taking care of business, traveling about, make sure that you keep yourself safe. Make sure that you are wearing your mask and using your hand sanitizer. We still have to do our part. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. So make sure that you keep yourself safe, keep your family members safe, and just do your part to be responsible during this time. So, well, it is Tuesday, and I just want to talk to you about betrayal. What do you do when you are betrayed? All of us at some point or another in our life have been betrayed by someone at some time. And I know it's something that most people don't want to even think about, because the time that you probably were betrayed, it did not feel good. Betrayal does not feel good. Well, I want to talk about that. So just think about that for a second. When you were betrayed, what was the first thing you did? What was the first thing you thought? Did you think about getting revenge? Did you think about doing something really harmful to the person? Were you plotting something? Well, to be honest about it, I think most of us probably was thinking about something, pertaining to revenge, because in our crazy human nature, that's what we do, right? But guess what? If and when you are betrayed, you don't even have to go there, because I believe that when we experience betrayal, I believe that God gives us the grace to endure, right? Jesus was betrayed. He was betrayed by the one that said he loved them, right? Peter. So betrayal is not something easy to deal with, but if you at some time or another had to deal with it, or if you're dealing with that right now, guess what? The first thing you have to do is forgive. And the reason why I say you have to forgive, because forgiveness is for you. It's not for the person that betrayed you. It's for you. It's for your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit. Forgiveness. And then, somebody out there might be thinking, well, forgiving somebody is just a hard thing to do. And, I just don't feel like forgiving right now. And I just want to hold this grudge. And you don't know what they did to me. Well, guess what? The longer you carry that bag around with you, that bag of unforgiveness around with you, the longer it will take for you to receive something new. It will take longer for you to receive goodness, blessings. Because unforgiveness is a roadblock. It's a wall. It stops you from receiving things, because what happens is unforgiveness, it penetrates the heart. And check it out. Think about this. I'm sure at one time or another you went through something with somebody, and every time you saw the person, you thought about it. You thought about what they said. You thought about what they did. Well, guess what? God gave us a mind. So sometimes we're going to think about some of the things that we have gone through, but that does not mean that you have to sit and just meditate on it to the point where you stir up all those bad feelings according to the day it happened. You can get rid of that. You can get rid of the thoughts. You can get rid of the feelings. You can shift your mind into a place of absolute forgiveness. You can look at the person with peace. You can look at the person as if what they did to you, it doesn't matter anymore. You can look at that person with just forgiveness, just thinking about forgiveness. Yes, absolutely. And the only reason why I'm saying that, because guess what? I've been betrayed. I've been betrayed several times. But each time that I was betrayed, I guess the first thing went through my mind was, why did they do this? Of course, that is the first thing most of us would think, right? So, but yeah, that's what I thought. I thought to myself, why? What did I do wrong? Why? But guess what? You don't have to do anything for someone to betray you. Sometimes people betray the next person just because of what's in their heart. But like I said, the most important thing is that you forgive, because forgiveness is for you for the rest of your life. You will have to repetitively forgive, because just because you were betrayed once or twice, that does not mean it's going to happen. It can't happen again. Excuse me. It can happen again. I don't want you to project that it's going to happen again, but guess what? You just never know, because people are not perfect. Sadly, when we are betrayed, sometimes we don't protect ourselves, and it might happen again quickly. Meaning that when the person betrays you, you forgive them and you don't use the wisdom to distance yourself from them. Because once you are betrayed, now you have to distance yourself from the person that betrayed you. And the reason why I say distance yourself, because now you got to learn how to deal with them. If you don't cut them totally off, now you got to learn how to deal with them. Now you got to learn how to have some measure of trust if you decide to continue to deal with them. Now, if you decide to cut them off, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. You can just cut them off and that'll be the end of it. And even if you happen to see the person, like I said, you can still walk in that forgiveness, but you don't have to worry about all the trust parts. But like I said, when that person betrays you, you have to forgive. You have to forgive because it's for you. And when I think about the times that I was betrayed, I can only think to myself, like I said, what did I do? Why, I don't deserve this. But people have their own issues in their heart, and only God knows the heart. But like I said, you can forgive and you can project something more healthy, something more better in your life. You can have people in your life that are pure, have pure intentions toward you. You can have people in your life that sincerely love you. They may not be perfect, but you can have that in your life. Project it, believe it, and become what you want to receive. Meaning work on yourself and become what you want to receive. If you want someone in your life or a friend in your life that's very loving, then you have to be loving. If you want someone in your life that's very graceful, then you have to be graceful. But like I said, all of us at one time or another have been betrayed. And betrayal, it starts out with deceit and lies, and then it just keeps going and going and going. And if we don't cut that person off, then you have to guard yourself. You have to guard your life. You have to make sure that you love yourself enough not to tolerate consistent betrayal by the same person. Because that's another type of betrayal, where the person constantly does the same thing over and over and over and over again, and the other individual gives the person a pass. No, you have to hold that person accountable. You have to hold them accountable because you have to love yourself. You have to hold them accountable because it will become toxic. Toxic for your mind, toxic for your heart, toxic for your spirit. So you don't want somebody like that in your life that just constantly betrays you, constantly lies to you, constantly tries to deceive you. You want healthy people in your life. You want people in your life that are working on themselves. You want people in your life that are accountable. You want people in your life that love you. And they won't lie to you because they love you. They won't betray you because they love you. But like I said, if you've gone through some type of betrayal, some type of deception, someone deceived you, they lied to you, and they betrayed you, make sure that you forgive them. Make sure that if you don't decide to cut them off, remember that you should not become the fool, but make sure that you guard your heart, guard your life. I'm not talking about walking around accusing people and being paranoid and fearful, but what I'm saying is make sure that if you don't cut that person off, hold them accountable and make sure that you love yourself enough not to tolerate anything less. But like I said, forgiveness is for you, because a lot of us sometimes we think that harboring grudges and unforgiveness, we think it's something small, but it's not. Forgiveness is for you. The person that betrayed you is the person that has the issue. That's the person that you have to take to God. That's the person that you have to pray for, because I'm sure they didn't just betray you. I'm sure they betrayed others as well. And if you're one of those people that has done the lying, and you're one of those people that's listening to this podcast, and you are the person that betrayed somebody, examine your heart. Ask yourself the question, why did I betray the person that was good to me? Why did I lie or try to deceive the person that was good to me? Ask yourself that question, because we all have to examine ourselves. And if we just go around from a relationship to relationship, whether it be family or friends or whoever, somebody on the job, and if we're just lying on people and deceiving people and just betraying people, if you're one of those type of people, that's darkness. That is a form of darkness. And a person that does things like that, they need to examine their heart. But like I said, forgiveness is for you. And if someone has betrayed you, I don't care what they did, how bad it was, I don't care how many years it's been, forgiveness is for you. Holding a grudge does not help you at all. Holding a grudge is a wall. It's like to me, I describe it as a form of sewage, unforgiveness. That's what it is. So you got to let it go. You let it go by shifting your mind into a place to simply forgive that person. Develop new thoughts about that person. Develop new thoughts, in terms of the good things that you know about that person, if anything at all. But you have to forgive that person because forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is for you because God wants your spirit and your heart to be like a reservoir. He could just pour through. But if you are holding grudges and harboring unforgiveness and all those things that block your blessings, guess what? Let it go, because forgiveness is for you. It's for you. It's not about the person that did you wrong. It's for you. I was talking about this topic last week with a very good friend of mine, and she said to me, she said, Shrey, I'm just experiencing all these feelings and I want to forgive this person, but I just feel like I'm giving that person a pass. I said, no, you're not giving them a pass. I said to my friend, forgiveness is for you. I said, yes, you can hold that person accountable according to what they did. I said, but make sure that you clear your mind. Make sure you clear your heart. Make sure you clear your spirit of the wrong that they did. You don't have to focus on the wrong that was done to you. You can acknowledge it for what it is and move on. And understand that you don't have to sit in the sewage of unforgiveness, because forgiveness is for you. Don't think for a second that by you holding on to all of that mess from the past is hurting the other person. It's not hurting the other person, because the other person is walking around smiling. They're enjoying their life. But if you're one of those people that you're holding those grudges in your heart and your mind and your spirit, and you're carrying those bags of unforgiveness around with you, guess what? Who has the burden? You or the person that hurt you? Which one? You have the burden. You have the burden to forgive. Let it go, because it becomes a burden, because forgiveness is for you. You got to really think about that for a second. I know it's hard, because I've been there. I've been betrayed several times. But every time I was betrayed, I had to tell myself, forgiveness is for me. So I thank you for listening to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. Please continue to tune into the podcast. I will be sharing more content. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at sbfavor. I also have a YouTube channel. Please click like, click the bell, leave me some feedback. And if you click the bell, you will receive a notification each time there is a new episode of SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. Please share the podcast with others. And if you would like to donate to the podcast, you can donate at Cash App $SB Favor. I appreciate you and thank you again for listening. You have a good day.